Who's introducing us then? Because like, or is it Mia? Is it you today?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get.
So we're on a roll, right? We're live?
Yes, we are, ladies.
Hello?
We are live.
Awesome.
Can you guys hear us? I'm hoping somebody's looking because I'm trying to get.
I'm looking, but it doesn't say we're live yet.
See you.
Oh my gosh, that's an eye.
It doesn't show us as being live yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we are or we aren't? Wait, yeah, we are.
We are, but we.
Yeah, there we are.
I don't know what I'm saying. Don't mind me. Hi, guys. Let us know you can hear us.
I think my sound effects are broken. I can't even hear them. Hello? Oh, it's fixed.
There we go. I got a little bit of Jason running around here somewhere today. He's messing with my computer. This is not a good thing.
I'm coming to get you.
Wow. I
Was that
tell
loud?
ya, we don't know what's going on anymore.
Was that loud?
That was loud.
Okay, Mr. Eric, can you fix that,
let's
please? Thank you.
I'm looking to see if I haven't got chat. Can you guys hear us? Can somebody tell me if they're?
It doesn't say we're live on my. Like I'm watching YouTube. It doesn't show that we're live.
Well,
This is
according
mine.
to Evil Outcast, he says, I hear you.
Yes.
So,
Oh my God, what's
hello,
going on
Evil
with my
Outcast.
computer?
What's up?
Hey, Evil Outcast. Hey, Dustin. Hey, who is that?
Mike Shadows Vlogs. Hello.
Mike Shadows
Nice to
Vlogs.
meet you.
Hello. Jeffrey Lane. Who's Jeffrey Lane? I don't know that one. Welcome. And the amazing What the Fuck. Welcome. And False Adventures. All right. Let's see here. Is that to me?
I see you.
Welcome to We All Scream. And we are here with the Horror Honeyz. With me is Van Sheba, the honey of 1,000 creepypastas.
Hello. And guess what? We have the perfect Mary P.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, hello guys. We also have Mia Mina, the undead ballerina.
And we are missing our diabolical Dame Saturday. We're hoping that she gets a message. She was moving last week, so or the last 2 weeks. She may be bottled up and moving.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So I can't get to our show, guys. We are going to be winging it a little bit today.
Oh my God, you mean I'm actually more organized than you are right now, Mia? Oh my God, that never happens.
Yeah,
Seriously?
Seriously, I can't.
Seriously, that never happens.
I can't get my drive up. Oh, that sounded so horrible.
Amazing What the Fuck says, Kenny and Fishnets. No.
Yes, Kenny and
No, if you saw the community
not
tab,
sure.
I posted a picture up there. A little teaser of some
Yeah,
fishnet
I'm not
action.
sure
So if you want more,
where
you gotta
exactly
get it
she's
to 10,000.
moving to. Yeah, we have to get to 10,000 if you want Kenny and Fishnets. We need 10,000 subscribers, guys. So get to work on it.
Yeah, you guys will thank us later for you know, kind of moving this forward and
And the Boggs official. Hi. I met Boggs on a live stream this past week. So hi, Boggs. Welcome. Let's see.
You know what? We forgot to introduce one person.
Who?
Actually, he probably doesn't need an introduction, but
I
we've got
mean,
Kenny Dreadful with us today, and
You're in the his house. His house.
don't you forget.
Yeah, we have patches. We have our wonderful patches here.
I
We are winging it a bit today, like I said, and I'm extremely perturbed with my computer. It wants me to reboot, and I'm telling it, no, I'm on a show. Just give me my drive. We talked last time we were doing and inviting people to be on the air with us to do their paranormal experiences. Didn't get that many, but we will do that in the future again.
yes,
Because
it's a good idea. I
know
love those stories.
Eva loves it, and I
Mhm.
love it, and it's creepy, and yeah.
Mhm.
We
Hey,
are
we got
looking for
somebody
fan
new in the
art and
chat.
cosplay
Somebody named Boney
pictures.
Platter. Boney Platter or
Boney
Plater?
Platter.
Welcome.
Cleaving, a thought from Bone. Hi, hun.
hello.
Cleaving is amazing. He's a narrator. If you guys haven't had a chance to hear him, he's got some great stuff on his channel. Of course, we've got so many great channels on our
channel. Live stream.
in our chat.
It's
Yeah.
where the cool people hang out. You know, we got the cool channel
we
for
the
the
cool
cool
kids
channel.
club?
Correct. Cool Kids Club, man.
And then we got Fear, the Great White. Hi, Greg. No, that's not Greg. That's Jeremy. I'm getting names mixed up. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Fear. I got you mixed up with Constable.
Oh, no.
This is why I don't use real names. I just keep their names.
You
And
do bad,
the amazing what
okay?
somebody needs to send stories so that he can get something on his channel. I actually got something on my channel while we were off the air.
Awesome.
So I have a new video up. If you guys want. How dare I? Yeah, how dare I put something on my channel? Oh my goodness. And get people mixed up. Yes. So send us your fan art, your cosplay. I just put that in there while we were introducing Kenny. And yeah, Patches wants to know what you guys think Patches looks like.
What do I look like, guys? Come on, I need to know.
I don't know. The light is always dark when you come over, so you know. I mean, I know what your hands feel like because they grab my ankles and drag me under the bed like freaking nightly. But you know, besides that,
Okay.
Patches.
Like,
First,
I regret nothing.
You look. Patches. Patches is my good friend.
ooh, is that who I thought that
Booty
was?
boy.
Booty boy.
Yes, it is I, Booty Boy. Welcome, ladies.
Suddenly, I feel naked. I don't know. I mean,
We have that effect on people.
I see everything.
Patches. Do you want Booty Boy to help you with your little explanation on what people need to do?
Oh, of course. Booty boy, you want to help me explain how everybody needs to look below the video and click that thumbs up right now? And then
Yes.
you need to
must.
also make sure you're subscribed.
But don't forget the sacrifices, my friends. You must make a sacrifice to me, Booty Boy. That's how you
When
get
did
it.
sacrifice thing happen? So I've already shared this out on Twitter, and I don't know how many other people, but if you, I'm sure you guys get more people than I do on your Twitter list. I mean, I know CCG does, but Yeah. Psycho Teddy with stitches, scars, and human eyes and has a chainsaw in his hand. Patches. I didn't tell you could play with my chainsaw.
Look, I do what I want. I get a little bored, and sometimes it's just there. I don't know.
So if you have that little red button that says subscribe, hit it and ring the bell until it's got the little lines on it saying ding ding. I love that. What are you doing?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
Nothing.
Adult sacrifices that are pissing you off. Okay. We can work on that. Maybe. Question of the day. Well, question of the day. Our question of the day is going to change because I think we're going to do a little bit different thing, and I think Banshiva is going to like this even better than what she thinks we're doing.
Tell me.
We were supposed to start on Murder House with American Horror Story today.
Yes.
Talk about the series 1 of American Horror Story. But since I can't get to my notes, it's kind of perturbing.
I get your notes. No. What's wrong with your notes, Mia?
They grew feet and they keep walking away from her. They're possessed. Possessed notes. I think Patches has something to do with that. Honestly.
No such thing.
Yeah, you did. You're guilty of everything. Yes, you are.
What I thought we would do.
Uh-oh. What? Don't leave me hanging.
Wait.
Season of American Horror Story. What is your favorite season of American Horror Story? We're going to do an overview of the whole series.
Oh, shit.
As to what it is before we go into the seasons. How's that sound?
Oh, I haven't seen the last.
I haven't seen all of them either.
I've seen them all. I've watched them multiple times. You're right. I love this. I'm loving this.
I thought that this would be, since I don't have my notes, we can go through the full spectrum and then narrow it down. And it just started raining, so if you hear water from me, that's the rain. It's okay.
Do we need to build you an ark or something? Is it running into No, it's not monsoon. Not
well,
yet.
actually, monsoon season is in May.
Oh.
In April and May here. But little known fact, and I guess the cat's out of the bag with that noise. Y'all can hear that, can't you?
No. I don't hear anything. No.
Okay. Okay. There's a little song that I sing. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Well, yeah, it's about 6, maybe a meter away from me, which is about 3 feet. Yeah. We have a hole in our roof, and it's really a direct hole, but it's enough that it's leaking into the house.
We have 2 new. As News Titans. And who was the other one? Yeah. Constable Carnage. Hey guys, welcome to the chat.
Yes. And so now that we've gotten through with the question of the day and what we're going to talk about today, again, the question of the day is, what is your favorite season of American Horror Story?
Oh my God, that's a huge question because
I know.
It is, and they're all so good, but I think my favorite is definitely Murder House because it's the start of it all. I mean, you can't.
There's so much in Murder House.
Mm-hmm.
There
If
really
there
is.
So much that
There-
ties into the rest of it and everything.
And it sets up so much for the rest of it. I mean, when I rewatched it to do the stuff for Murder House, I had forgotten that they even touched on Roanoke.
Yeah, you know what? Every single time I watched it like 2 times, just like in the past, I don't know, not even a month. Yeah, they do. Every single time I watch it, I find something new that I missed before, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
just like mind blowing. It's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, they did touch on that. So yeah, it's all there. But the way they have it set up, it also makes you question certain things because, well, there's certain things that I'm trying to tie in that goes along with the whole. Okay, without breaking any spoiler alerts. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't watched it,
Spoilers.
don't get mad. We told you. We
We'll have
warned you.
spoilers. Okay, so, but before we get to that, let's find out who's in our chat. So we have, and I'm going to go backwards because it's easier. Constable Carnage, The Bogs, Evil Outcast, The Titans, Dustin, PA Nightmares, The Fear the Great White. I almost said the Great White. I'm sorry, Fear. Oh, Smiley Bonga, that's Brenda. Let's see. Stream Elements doesn't count.
No.
We have Kenny Dreadful. We have Kenny Dreadful. Cleaving Thought from Bone. And I love that name. I would love to know where you came up with that name. I wanted to ask you that before, but I didn't. Yeah. Where did you come up with that name? As in its Titans, I said, the amazing, what the fuck? You gave Patches permission to play with my chainsaw.
He did.
I have to have a talk with you, okay? After
I'm bored. Ugh. I don't have anything else to do. Come on. That's not
I guess
fair.
better than the blender.
There you go. See?
The last
I
time
stopped
got the
tricking people
blender.
to put their hands in there.
Yeah, well, the frog was scary enough.
Okay, well, I said I wouldn't do it again, and I haven't. Come on.
Okay. Let's see, who else have we got in here? What, Kenny? Now I'm doing that.
What are you doing?
Dun dun dun
Dun, 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 dun.
Mike's Shadows Vlogs, Fox Adventures, Jeffrey Lane. I'm scrolling backwards. You guys know this, right?
Mhm.
These are
Hey.
people who haven't talked much. Boney Platter.
I want to ask
Tony
Mysterio a question because she can hear me. Mysterio, where are the stream avatars? I'm looking at the screen and I don't see them. But I do see the ladders for the stream avatars.
They are missing from the
But we
stream,
have
aren't they?
Stephen Thomas is here too.
Ah,
Stephen Thomas. Welcome, Stephen Thomas.
welcome.
I see you.
Oh, give everyone a big naked hug.
Yay, naked.
Constable
Always.
has been doing some really cool things on Saturday night. You killed these avatars, Evil?
Oh no, evil. He's just so evil.
Nice. He's too evil.
No, I think that constitutes a spanking. I think Evil Outcast needs a spanking.
I think
Yeah.
he
Ooh.
wants a spanking.
He needs some punishment,
All right,
girls.
bend over.
Punch those buns. Punch them.
Punishment time.
Last Saturday, Constable Carnage did a live stream, and he was showcasing Night of the Living Dead, as well as 2 other black and white movies that were of that era. And yeah, it was really, really good. I didn't get to watch it as it was on air. I had to watch it in rerun, but CCG was there, and several other people were there watching it with him. And all I could think of was while I'm watching it, I'm going through. There's a star running across the street. Sorry. Distracted.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Oh.
And I'm sitting here making comments. They're coming to get you, Barbara. And I'm going, yeah, but they're gonna get you first. Because they really did. That movie had so many social statements in it that they don't ever talk about it when you talk about that movie. They don't talk about the social statements in that movie. And it's really, Ben is the hero in the movie. Ben is the hero, guys. And in the end, he gets shot by the redneck cops who don't know what they're looking for. So, yeah. And he says he's going to do it again tonight, but he's not telling what the movies are. That's good. That's good. But that leads into, do we have a commercial? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm not sure. Mysterio, we're going to play an ad or something?
Because this is commercial time. We do commercial time after the chat intros.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, wait.
Do that again.
Aye.
And I don't know if you're listening or not, but I want to send positive thoughts out to Timothy right now. He's going through a really hard time right now, and I'm worried about him, and I just want to send positivity to him right now so that he feels our love and he knows we love him, and we're here for him all the
Yes,
time.
I hope he knows that. And on a little
We
bit of
love
a
you,
more
Timothy.
positive note, we'll send out all the love for him. But also, just so you guys know, tomorrow is Fear the Great White's birthday.
Woo! Should we do it, ladies? Should
Yes.
we do it? Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to
Ready?
be a party.
1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday
to you. Oh God, that's terrible.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Just shake him, Bathsheba.
Happy
Happy
birthday. Dear the
Miss
great
Happy birthday
to
you. Yay!
Yay! And it's thunder. Just as we finished, it's thunder here.
I tried Marilyn Monroe, but it got swallowed up. Sorry.
That's okay. Yes, yes. So, do we have a commercial?
Mysterio commercial, please.
You got that in my head, Kenny. I can't get it out.
What you got in your head, girl?
I'm gonna start singing opera here pretty soon if they don't run a commercial. I don't know. You don't want that.
Albuquerque.
Oh.
One more closer to the end, homie. Oh man, that's the new Titans. That's not even nice. Oh my goodness. And I've got a question for you narrators in our chat, and it's kind of a personal. Hey, Josie.
Hey, Josie.
Josie Kitty!
Y'all know I don't normally do no sleep stories. However, I read one yesterday that it got me so excited about it. I actually wrote the author about it.
Oh,
And
how
it's
excited did you get?
it's 10
Oh.
parts. Oh,
Sorry.
it's 10 parts. And it's really, really one of her her high upvoted stories. Is that how you say it at Reddit? They're all upvoted. Swedish Mom! Hey, Swedish Mom! Hello! How are you doing, Mom?
Swedish Mom!
Hello, mommy.
She is unable to let me do it for free because of the number of upvotes it's got and her own policy on her free use of her stories. And she said $50 to $100, which is basically 3 cents a word, which I'm kind of having problems with, guys. Because I'm thinking, if I was buying a book and it had 10 chapters in it, which is basically the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm right?
Mm-hmm.
It would cost me maybe $5.
That's too rich for my blood. I'm just saying I'm out. Oh God,
Yeah.
no, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
But you see what I'm saying here. I mean, that's an awful lot.
That is an awful lot.
And I just, considering I don't really have a lot of extra income, I just don't see that I can view. Yeah, Boggs. I think that's a bit steep. I don't think I can do it. Even though I love this story, I don't think I can do it. I'm not going to tell you who the author is. I'm not going to tell you what the story is, because if y'all find it and y'all want to read it, I don't want you to have any bad connotations with it, because it's a really great story. But I don't think I'm going to do it for that reason, because I just can't afford it.
I get that.
And she said if I want to do one of her other ones that are under 700 upvotes, they're free to use. Just let her know, and she'll give me the information she wants put down with them and everything. And I can see that, but I really, I really think that that's really steep. When I started putting it, I was like, well, that's not that bad. And then I started looking at it like a book, and I was like, wait a minute. I just bought Beautiful Nightmares book for $3. And it's more than 10 chapters long.
Yeah, that seems like an awful lot.
You know, I might actually have to start hooking again. I don't know. I'm just go back to the corner. Yeah, that's steep. Just saying.
And yes, the book is awesome.
Pudding!
And I will tell you, I have not gotten to the end of it. I've gotten halfway through it, and I want to know what happens. I really want to know what happens, but don't tell me, because I want to read it. And her book is at Amazon. It is called A Killer in My Town. And I had a link to it. I don't have it right now in front of me. This is why I don't like having my program. I can't get to it. Okay, so since we don't apparently have.
Yeah, we do. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay. We just had a major water crash here.
Uh-oh.
If y'all heard it.
Cthulhu is on his way.
Cthulhu's on his way. Yeah, he doesn't. He and I've been
Oh God, I made a joke about Cthulhu the other day. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to drop that because it had to do with like tentacles
Go on.
and
Night,
porn.
Swedish Nightmare. Night, Swedish Mom, Swedish Nightmare.
Hey, Mama.
Night, Mom. Hi, Mama. Oh, golly, that's confusing. I just got poked. What? Go here. Go here. Blood stains are red, ultraviolet lights are blue. I watch enough murder shows, they'll never find you.
I have a blue tongue.
I see that. And
That is.
I see a baby doe in Dustin's server.
Oh.
But that was a t-shirt that my husband just sent me.
Ooh.
And he's saying, hi, everybody.
Hi.
Especially you ladies. You saw the corset he
Mwah.
told me to share to you guys.
Oh,
Corset.
baby doll.
Baby doll. Baby
So
doll.
are we going to get in and get dirty here or what?
Okay.
We got a commercial coming first.
Yeah, we've got a commercial coming.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. It said curiosity killed the cat. But thankfully for us, it led you to hit that join button.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Who are we? That's easy. I'm Kenny Dreadful, and my partner's Mysterio. And together, we form Dezombified. Scary stories and good times.
You spoke French.
As enthusiasts of the macabre and bizarre, we cover stories that are unexplainable, unimaginable, paranormal, and otherworldly, in a style that's fun and laid back, and that's catered solely for mature audiences.
Yeah, boy.
And our community is everything to us. And that's why we love to promote creators from within our own genre.
Nice.
And it's all done through interviews, shout-outs, candid channel reviews, and more. But all work and no play makes Jack a very, very dull boy.
Here's Johnny.
So from time to time, we love to mix it up with hangouts, phone calls, interactive games, and even some sexy ASMR. Yeah, you like it? Well, then come get some. And joining is the gift that keeps on giving, because on top of that blissful and warm feeling you get deep down inside from becoming a Dezombified member, you'll also get with your paid subscription neat badges right next to your name, custom, criminally insane, off the charts emotes that you could use right in the chat. And on top of that, once a month you'll receive some crazy off the hood gifts that truly bang out. So on top of the information, the entertainment, we also improve your health slightly through the magic of laughter. Hey, it's a no-brainer, so why don't you become a member today, baby?
No regrets, you know what I'm saying?
Are we back?
I believe we're back.
It sounds like we're
Sounds
back,
good.
and I may have jerry-rigged into my notes. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Aww.
I don't actually skin the cat. You know that. Okay, so if you don't know what AHS is, it's American Horror Story. If you've not heard of it before, you're in for a treat, and I'm sorry, we do have spoilers.
Yes, many spoilers because it jumps all over the place, people. So get watching. Just saying.
Yeah, she's a fan. American Horror Story was created by Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk. I hope I said that right. I am sorry if I did not, Brad. And it changed the paradigm. I'm going to read this as it says it here. Changed the paradigm for narrative structure through each supposedly standalone season. Each season is not standalone, guys. They actually have links into us. Master Angler! Hi! Master Angler has joined us in chat. I haven't seen Master Angler in a while. Pilot episode premiered October 5th, 2011. Can you believe it's been that long?
I cannot.
Oh
believe
wow.
I know, right? Where does time go?
I don't know. It is currently up to the 10th season, which has been filmed. And in January of 2020, this year, before everything went crazy, FX green-lighted the series for 3 more seasons.
Yay.
Nice.
Okay, so yes.
Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna be a predictor here. I don't know. I've just been doing my homework.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
Just saying. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So somebody had posted that follows American Horror Story quite prevalently has mentioned there is a possibility, I don't know, that this new season that is going to be coming out this year may actually have Robert Englund with them.
Nice.
Now I don't know.
I heard that
know.
it is not it's not blessed and in stone. We have no crystal ball. Well, we'd like to have a crystal ball, but we don't have a crystal
It'd
ball.
be nice.
It'd be wonderful. But yeah, I heard the same kind of thing, but I can't get any more details other than Rumorville. So AHA's is an anthology series centering on different characters in different locations. It has physical and psychological horrors within each storyline. It is not so serious, though, that there's not humor in the series.
Oh, there's some. I mean, it's a little morbid, but there's funny parts.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
There's also some completely touching moments. There's some irony. It's all done with a touch of horror. And it's got some, it's got some social statements as well, which it also likes to play into our history, because it is based in Americans' history. It is also,
keep in mind, it is fictional, and the information that they put in there, they do it in such a way that correlates with the whole
story that they're telling.
Baseline. So if you ever hear anything that comes in through history or whatever, granted, keep in mind, obviously, that it is a fictional way that they tied it into the show. So
they have molded the historical parts to fit their own storylines. So it's not really true history. It has American idiosyncrasies, urban legends, and true crime to a point again.
One thing I got to point out, though, every single show you're going to find, obviously, there's your basic, the plot line that goes along with the show. Any show, doesn't matter which series you're watching, or which season or whatever. It has a basic plot line and all the devious acts that happen with the characters and everything. You also can always, there will be some kind of introduction to some kind of random killer that will come in and do things that they should not be doing, obviously, because that's what makes the show. And there is always going to be some kind of supernatural anything that has absolutely nothing to do with the freaking storyline at all. But they'll throw it in.
Yeah.
And so you've got those 3 elements. You're going to have your main storyline killers. You're gonna have a base killer that comes around usually around Halloween. Yes,
Yeah.
Halloween. Of course, they're gonna make a Bane for Halloween, and then they
Well,
have
I
some
mean,
kind of otherworldly entity that just has its presence known, that seems to peek its head in every episode, and nobody knows exactly why or how that thing is connected to the whole story, but we'll see.
you
So
get it. It gets in there somewhere.
yeah,
Mhm.
it does.
For instance, with the one they did in New Orleans, I can't remember the
Yes,
name of it.
Coven is Coven.
Coven.
Yes,
They
yeah,
brought in
Coven.
the jazz killer.
Episode 3. I mean, season 3.
Season 3.
Sorry.
They brought in the jazz killer of New
Ooh, I
Orleans,
love
Yes.
that.
and he wasn't a main storyline killer. He was an actual killer down here, and there's a whole urban legend with him as well.
Mhm.
He liked to kill people with an axe,
Yes.
but he loved jazz, and he sent a letter.
Supposedly, yeah, the letter to the newspaper
A
basically
letter to the
saying
New
that.
Year saying, if you're playing jazz on
Mhm.
Tuesday night when I come out to kill people, you won't be killed. But if
Right.
you're not playing jazz, well, your head's mine.
Mhm.
There wasn't apparently a house in town that was not playing jazz that night. It also has some of our ugly history in it. Some of the things that Americans aren't very proud of, and things that we would, yes, they're part of our history, but a lot of people want to wipe out of our memory. And I'm sorry, but we need to keep our memory.
You're right about that, because that's one thing with American Horror Story. They always put in controversial things.
Yes.
Mhm.
They will always touch on uncomfortable taboos. They will always put that in there.
And I think
There'll be
some of the most taboos that they hit was in Freak Show.
Yes.
Ooh,
I
there
think
was.
that's important though, because it makes you think.
God,
Yeah, yeah.
Freak
It made-
Show is phenomenal. I'm sorry, it's phenomenal. Oh,
But-
Phil, I'm sorry. Phil got knocked over. Sorry.
Hi, Phil.
Brief appearance.
I thought for a minute that was Horatio, but Ben and Jerry. I'll go with you, Boggs. I'll be right there.
Oh.
I'll be right there.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm on my way too.
Sounds great.
Now, one of the coolest things that I think, and I found this out, and I bet you Bansheeba doesn't know the numbers on this. Do people still say coolest?
Say
that?
what?
The coolest?
What's the coolest?
Yeah.
Do people still
Yeah.
say that, or is it just me?
No,
Just
people
you.
still say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things about the series is the rotating cast and crew of the show. Many of the cast are in the show more than one season, if not all, and then they have guests that rotate in and out, as well as in single season appearances.
Mhm.
In addition, if you don't like one season, don't let that turn you off to the whole series, because the next season is going to be something completely different.
I think that's great. I like the way they do that. I mean, it shows off the people who are involved, the actors and actresses that are involved with American Horror Story. The fact that it doesn't matter what the role is, they can go in and they do a phenomenal job being able to create a different person. I mean, there's been a couple seasons, where you'll find
I've
one
got
person
numbers.
that will playing
More than one
numerous different
person.
roles.
Yeah. That one,
And
that is awesome too. I think that is amazing.
it is.
Um,
It is.
Now,
It is.
I have numbers. 9 seasons have aired. There are only 3 actors.
They've been
I call them actors
constant.
that have been in all 9 seasons.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if Bansheeba can name them.
Oh, well, let's see. Let me think. I would say that, okay, there was a couple that
Totally tubular.
ended up.
Thank you. Amazing. What the fuck? Everything but the.
Okay, one of my favorite ones, and I'm drawing a blank right now, probably because I've been drinking.
I can name 2 right now that I can see in my head. I forgot their names.
I know.
I can
I know.
see them.
I had one in my head that I thought was in all 9 seasons, and she's not. And I was like, wait a minute, what? So yeah, you want me to go ahead?
Go ahead, because I know.
Okay.
Oh my God,
Evan
this is so
Peters.
stupid. Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Evan Peters. Yeah, that was the one
Evan
I was
Peters.
missing. But
Dude,
Evan Peters
I
is
would
the coolest.
so
Oh.
do him. I'm so
Right?
sorry, but I would do him.
Oh, no, I would too. I would 100%.
I mean, he can
He is a
can
very.
go from like Kurt Cobain look all the way to looking like Charles Manson, for God's sakes. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Paulson.
Yes, Sarah Paulson.
Sarah Paulson.
Yes, Sarah
Sure.
Paulson is the other
And
one. She's
Billy
brilliant.
Ray.
Yes.
Billy Ray,
Mhm.
who I loved her in Coven when she was dancing to Stevie Nicks, Anyway,
Mhm.
uh, 7 seasons. Frances Conroy has been in.
Mhm.
Frances Conroy, if you are thinking of Murder House, which is the first one that comes into my head, have a good
She's
weekend.
Yes.
She's
Have a good weekend,
phenomenal.
Master.
Yes.
Master
She
Angler.
has been
Excuse me.
quite a
but
few different
bye,
ones.
Master Angler. Thanks for showing up.
We appreciate you being here, honey. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And enjoy your time with your daughter. I saw a picture of side rail here, guys. I saw a picture of Violet and Jensen out looking at the beautiful landscape that they've got over there in just outside of Phoenix, I think it is. And oh man, she is such a daddy's girl. Okay, so can y'all hear me? Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. Okay, so Frances Conroy was, if you were watching, yeah, Violet melts my heart too. If you were watching Murder House, remember the maid, the housekeeper that came in?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Not the young version, the older version. That's Frances
Yes.
Conroy, and she has
Oh
been
yeah.
in 7 seasons.
Yes, she has. And let me tell you, every single character that she plays, and okay, now bear with me when I say this, because obviously everyone notices the eye thing.
Mhm.
It's something from the past or whatever. But the actress is able to use that, and they do the right camera angles to be able to, present her in the way that she needs to be presented. Despite the fact of that particular disability, she's been able to just pull off a phenomenal performance
Mhm.
throughout American Horror Story and all the other creations, that she has worked in and done actressing in.
And-
She is great. And Jessica Lange. Okay,
I'll get
Jessica
you
Lange.
Jessica Lange. We haven't
I
gotten
She
to her
is
yet.
love her.
amazing. Jessica
Yeah, I
Lange
know,
is
but-
amazing. I was just watching a movie of her in the 80s when what was it? And
Yeah.
she looked so amazing.
Ah.
She's a great actress. She's been around
She-
forever.
she's-
Forever.
She has.
Is an
She
OG
has, and
if there
she's
ever has
awesome.
been an OG. But real quick, I have to say to the
Mhm.
amazing what the
Mhm.
fuck. I hope that your sister gets better, and you stay safe, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Oh.
Aw. Okay.
Kathy Bates. I'm
seasons.
sorry.
6 seasons. Kathy Bates has been in 6 seasons, and you have seen her play everything from a really twisted socialite in New Orleans
Mm-hmm.
all the
Oh.
way to a twisted actress.
Oh yeah. It's so good.
Yes. I mean, I'm sorry, but the one thing when I hear about Kathy Bates, the one thing that always comes to mind is Stephen King.
Misery.
Misery.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
great
she's
film.
such a
You're such a dirty birdie. Oh,
she's
you know,
such
the
a good
sledgehammer
actress.
with
It's
a.
incredible.
Oh.
She commands the
thing
She
screen.
I've
is.
seen her.
She's fantastic.
Go ahead,
I've
Kenny.
seen her in.
Even on
Isn't she?
Netflix, she was on
I-
Netflix. She had a show recently. It was called Disjointed. Kathy Bates did, where she was a curator
Mhm.
of a medical marijuana store, and even then,
Oh yeah.
she was doing comedy, and she commanded the damn stage, the screen, everything. She is everything.
She
Yeah.
can play from the demented all the
Mhm.
way to the serious,
Yes,
the
facts.
the one that's making you cry because your heart is bleeding for her,
Go
and
on,
then
girl.
she can make you laugh your head off.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I the other thing that I love about her, and I hope nobody takes this the wrong way, is she doesn't
Mhm.
fit the cookie cutter of Hollywood.
No.
No, I like her for that reason too.
Mm-hmm. She almost yeah. You
She-
know who also doesn't do that a lot too? Roseanne. She doesn't fit that either.
Although
yeah.
Roseanne has other issues that Kathy Bates doesn't have.
Yeah.
I think we'll
Just
all
saying.
have issues
Okay.
with something, right? But it doesn't mean that what
Yeah.
we stand for isn't the right.
Dennis O'Hare.
5
Dennis
seasons.
O'Hare is another one that has done a
Mhm.
phenomenal job.
Mhm.
He gets more predominant parts as he goes. By the time you get season 5, he becomes a very predominant character in Hotel.
Now the thing
He-
with him in Murder House, that burned side of his face, I can't imagine. I don't know how long it took him to have that put on, but trying to
know.
act, and he couldn't move that side of his face while he was acting
Oh.
because of the
Wow.
way
Yeah,
that
it's heavy.
Mhm.
They didn't stop him though. He did a phenomenal role. Some of the best catch lines that I hear throughout Murder House, especially, it's like, when they go through the whole ordeal with a shovel and taking care of
Yeah.
not dead yet.
the
He'll
ex,
be in a minute. Bam.
Like Hayden or something.
Yes, Hayden. He takes care of Hayden that way. I mean, just out of the blue. I mean, just whack. It's just like, oh, wow.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get in
Mhm.
trouble for killing her. You
She's
didn't
dead.
kill her. I did.
You know.
You're okay. You're fine. I killed her. But you're okay. So 5 seasons, 5 out of 10 seasons. We've got Dennis O'Hare,
Mhm.
Jessica Lange, Emma Roberts, Jamie Brewer, who
Angela Bassett. Don't forget her.
Angela
Oh my God, she's
Bassett.
gorgeous.
Angela
Amy
She's in
Bassett.
her 40s.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Yes.
She's in her 40s, I think,
I
or
saw-
50s or something.
Who?
but
Angela
she's in her
Bassett?
40s.
She's probably like 50s or something.
Yeah,
I think she's in her
she's
50s.
gorgeous.
But she
Yes.
still
Oh my
got it going
God.
on though.
She's so gorgeous.
She got it going on like a hard
Donna
on. I'll tell you what.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, God. She's
She was in
beautiful.
a
I love
movie.
her.
She was in another movie. I got to get back to
Yeah.
Angela Bassett, Dana Porter, and Finn Whitrock.
Mhm.
Now, Angela Bassett was in a movie that was set down. I think it was Angela Bassett. It was set down here in New Orleans. It was one of those. Remember a few years ago they got on the baby surrogate movies. Hey, Aisha.
Hello.
Hi, Aisha. It's good to see you,
Hi.
girlfriend. All right. Have a drink and
They-
relax in the
they-
chat.
They had this time where they were doing. Everybody was doing a baby surrogate story where they had a surrogate that was having the baby and blah blah
Mhm.
blah blah, and this was. I mean, everybody seemed to do it.
Mhm.
Zachary Quinto was good too, and
Zachary
his-
Quinto, PA Nightmares for sure.
Yes.
He's a beast, yeah. He's an acting beast.
But she played the wife that couldn't get pregnant,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
this was a different twist on the story. They were in New Orleans. He was a big businessman. They had this house that was outside of New Orleans, the city itself. It was set up more like a, excuse the word, plantation, where they had a huge amount of land around it. They had a guest house. They had a pool. They had this huge inside of the house and everything. And they also had a lake house, played into it in a little bit. And she basically, when she found out what was going on, she basically told her husband, "You get my baby back, or we're going to have problems." And to say the least, the two of them ended up getting the baby back. But it was one of those where she really took that domineering role, especially when she found out what was going on. And yes, she's a guilt. Jamie Brewer, and I wanted to touch on her.
Yes.
Before we do that, I have to say hello to wait, do we still have Aisha? Damn, I'm high.
Yeah, I said hello to Aisha.
Jeez, that's some good weed.
Love her.
Aisha. Check out her channel. She's an awesome
She
artist.
does a lot of digital
really
art.
is.
She is amazing. She does commissions too.
Zachary Quinto is in several seasons, but he's not one that's been around a lot. He's one of the ones that's like a guest cast member.
He's on Nosferatu
That's
right
the
now.
thing.
Was a guest cast
Every now and
member.
then they'll bring in people that are, higher on the level of, actors and actresses.
Yeah,
like
but he
Dylan
peeled off though.
McDermott.
But
They
Quinto, he
also-
peeled off to make Star Trek movies as Spock. You know, so he was probably
he
like,
did.
you know what?
And
I can't be here no more. I love you guys, but I got to go make this cheddar making Star Trek movies. And now he's working actually with Stephen King's son on the show called Nosferatu, where he plays, Charlie Manx, who likes to abduct children.
it's gonna be
And he uses
It's gonna
their lives children's lives to like turn them into like other like little demons or something at his home, like another realm or something. It's kind of crazy, but he's a great actor.
but
So we have Dylan McDermott.
yeah.
Got Lady Gaga that comes in on the
Hotel.
hotel season.
Oh my God,
You know-
Lady
Yes,
Gaga
she was
is
great.
my spirit animal. She gets me. She
She's-
understands
She
me.
is awesome.
She's amazing.
I love her. I love
Talented
her,
as hell.
her actress. And she does do more than one
crushed.
season.
She
though
crushed
she
the
plays
freaking
a
national
minor
anthem.
part.
She sang the national anthem.
Yeah.
And she crushed it. Yeah, it's one of the
I
top
had-
5 renditions of
had
the
a
national
very-
anthem, I think, or top 10 easy.
I had a very hard time warming up to her. It
mean,
actually
she's-
took American Horror Story for me to warm
She's
up.
not for
to her.
everybody. She's not for
Really?
everyone.
She
but she's
did a
great.
good job in Hotel.
Hmm.
Very
I-
devious. I think she did good,
I bought it.
honestly.
I
James
bought it.
Cromwell is another one that is
Yeah.
really big. You see him in Asylum. I love Asylum.
Which is our
Oh my
second
God.
season.
That one is
but-
brilliant.
But
The thing
out
is
of all the
that-
seasons, I say my least favorite has to be the one with the cult leader.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hated that season.
I
Like it
Cult
started
was-
out good. Like
didn't
I'd
like
rather
it.
watch the Roanoke season than watch that tripe.
I
Ooh,
had a hard time.
That was
with
tripe.
Cult too, Kenny. I watched it, but I had to walk away from it more than a couple of times to get through it.
No, it's
because
completely
it's
hot
just
garbage.
That difficult.
It has a lot of propagandas and them
Yeah.
shit in it. I don't got time for that.
You know, what they do is a lot of times they'll take topics on
Of
that
course.
that year. They'll
Mhm.
take certain topics that are floating
Mhm.
around and they'll add
Mhm.
those into the story. So I
Yeah.
think because
hit or
that was
miss.
an election year at the time, that's the reason why they did with the killer clowns and all the clown sightings that were showing up around the
Mhm.
world. No matter where you went, there was these clowns just showing up. So they incorporated in that
Yes, a
with
lot of
the
shows do that
election.
to their
and
detriment,
different-
you know. And I think that a show needs to
The
stick to what
thing
got
is-
them to where they're going, to
Mhm.
where they got, whatever got you to where you at, you should keep doing that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't reinvent the wheel with that.
Well,
Yeah.
and
that
like I
was just
said, they
a foul ball.
keep playing
It was
with
terrible.
social statements in the background. They're really good at playing with those social statements in the background. Even in Murder
I wouldn't
House.
say good because they dropped the
mean-
ball with that one, but they okay with it. But like when they
Yeah.
started out with the first one, they should have kept with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I agree, Evil. It's not one that I actually watched the season after Cult before I watched Cult, because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't like it. But I went ahead and watched it because I said there might be something there that I'm missing out on. And
It was okay, but you know what? That
it was
honestly,
hard.
when I go back and look at all the seasons, I'm sorry to say, but Cult would be the first ones that I will skip over, just because.
Yep,
you know,
that one. Roanoke
when it
was
comes
kind
to
of weak.
political stuff.
Roanoke was kind of weak.
Roanoke.
You know, with
I-
the whole
Roanoke,
I
reality
had issues with
series,
Roanoke.
and you know, Cuba Gooding
I had
Jr. And it was like,
Yeah.
I love Cuba Gooding.
you know, there was some good moments in
Okay,
it, but
I-
overall, it
I'm
was
trying to
weak.
help it on. I know they.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Go ahead,
If you
I'm
love
sorry.
him, I don't know if you've been listening to the news, but he's been doing some stuff that has been getting him in trouble with his hands. He needs to keep his hands.
Yes,
to
he
himself.
has. He needs to keep his
Girlfriend,
hands to
keep
himself.
your hands in your pocket, all right?
Jeez.
Come on.
Well, you put him
It's
in your pocket, put
2020,
him in your jacket, do something with him, dude.
God.
Do
Now with
something with him.
Roanoke though, Roanoke, the reason why they ended up doing Roanoke the way they did was because the Blair Witch Project had another movie that was coming out, was a recreation of Blair Witch or something, or some other. So they based it on what was, going on at the time, and that's the reason why they ended up doing what they did, and they incorporated other things obviously into it because there's always an inkling in some of the other episodes that something was going to be coming up about some of these topics.
Yeah.
So anything that you hear about and you have not seen yet, guarantee there's going to be something that's going to be talking about that in the newest season that is going to be coming out. But the Roanoke thing, and yes, the Croatoan thing, trying to get rid of, the spirits or whatever.
That. I love that. What are you
The
doing?
Lost Colony.
You're supposed to go away.
Oh, and don't forget the psychic that came in. Oh, that actor, it's phenomenal. I follow him on TikTok actually. He's so freaking funny. I look up his name because I'm just, whatever.
But
Leslie Jordan, that's who.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's so funny. He's hilarious. I mean, that's just his mind frame.
The other thing is they're not afraid to use actors and actresses that don't fit the cookie cutter, and I think I like that about it too. Because we talk about Kathy Bates, and then you've got Frances Conroy, who has the eye, but Jamie Brewer is Downs, and she is in 5 seasons. She actually starts Murder House. Well, she's standing outside the house, and the twins are going in, and you're gonna die in there.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
We got bats.
They need to bring back Dylan McDermott.
Bats gonna do.
I think he was great.
What are bats?
He did what was season 1, and he did season 2. You see him in season 2 as one of the main characters, Bloody Face, with season 2 with Asylum. The son of Bloody Face. Sorry, I meant to say, but he did a really good job in Murder House. He did a phenomenal job. I mean, his character. As you follow the season, oh my God, there's so much information coming out to you. Even in the
season
first season
itself, it's like they were throwing everything you're going to see in all the possible seasons to come in there at you, and you don't even know it's coming.
No.
It's a very well planned.
Unless you're familiar with the season.
It's a good planned universe they did there. Where they try to, we're going to tie this in with this and this in with this,
And we're going to tie this in, and we're going to tie this in, and we're going to put this over here. And
oh God,
around here.
I have to say it. I'm saying it because I have to address it because Murder House, obviously that is our first season, and I don't know what are we talking about as far as the show is concerned? Are we just talking about the whole series and then we're going to go into season 1
everywhere with it, right?
Okay, all right. Okay. Rubber Man.
Oh, yeah. And I
rubber
love
band.
the way that came out, and the way that worked out, and the way it ended. I had forgotten how it ended, and when I rewatched it 2 weeks ago, yeah. But that's the thing, is every season has its own self-contained mini series with its own little distinct timeline or timelines, depending on
Yes.
the story that it's telling, and its own set of characters and setting and everything. And then each 1 hour episode, even though it's dealing with a part of the whole season, it's got its own little bit that it's telling you. For instance, the Halloween part 1, when they actually bring in Zachary Quinto, and you see him cutting jack-o'-lanterns, which I absolutely adore the fact that they had him doing that as the first thing on the screen. He's cutting up jack-o'-lanterns. He's cutting up jack-o'-lanterns. I loved it. So
Oh my God! Look at the characters that they brought in on Murder House alone.
You've got the stereotypical dysfunctional, imploding, decompositioning family of 3.
Yes. Child is bullied at school.
Child is being bullied. She's got a special gift that she's not being cultivated in.
Right.
And her grandmother is actually, if I remember right, it is her grandmother, has already told her that they're not going to understand you because you're different.
Yes.
You have a gift, and they're not going to get it because they don't have it. You've got then you've got the father, who is a psychiatrist
but cheated.
And needs the most help out of everybody.
No, you know what? I kept thinking about it the whole time I'm watching it.
Is he a nympho? I swear to God, he seems like a nympho to me. He seems like my ex-husband, actually. My second one. You know, because I really know how to stay married, apparently. But regardless of point.
But yeah, the psychiatrist, physician, heal thyself. And then he has an affair with his student. Is this not the cliche?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody?
Oh, they touch on those cliches.
And gets caught in bed by his wife with his student. She should have stabbed him.
Oh, yeah, right?
She had a knife. I don't know what the problem was. But, and she's, I mean...
but you know, there's a certain part though that it mentions.
Hard on. Thank you, Evil.
It mentions though, when you go into the later episodes of season 1, Murder House, that they go back to this one thing. They jump timelines. They always jump
around,
and they give you a little bit of information given the situation that you're viewing at that particular time. They will always kind of give you a little hint and covering it. So, you know, they go back to that instance afterwards when they're about ready to move out to LA to find this house that is so cheap. And she just got done, you know, trying to deal with, you know, a miscarriage, and she's trying to deal with her husband cheating on her. And she's just like, I don't want to go anywhere. But this house is so cheap. This house is so cheap. It's like it's calling to me. That's the main thing that you see with you know, Dylan McDermott's character. He's like, this house, you need to see it. We need to go. We need to go.
That again.
It's the base thing. But the thing about the house, who built it? Who created it?
There is Charles Montgomery. And he built it for his Virginia-born wife and their son Thaddeus.
Yeah.
That's a whole other storyline.
Remember Thaddeus, people. Remember Thaddeus, because he comes up in several seasons. He really does. They might not call him by his name, but
they
guaranteed.
Call him Infantata sometimes.
The thing, there is something about the house itself, though, And
Yeah.
I'm still trying to peg down exactly what it is that corrupted the house, that the house was able to do what it was
What it
doing,
does.
because the house
To hold
is
on
a
to those
beacon.
spirits and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's something, because
There's,
you have
it's not just the house.
that is the paranormal entity that remains throughout all the season, that is always present, that you don't always know about or see. That's what it refers to. Because
But we
without
know that it's,
Thaddeus is there.
yeah.
But the house, something about that particular house, because other seasons like Hotel ties into that.
Mhm.
It ties into that with the Countess, and she
ties
comes in, and I'm trying to figure out where she fits in this story, because it almost looks like the way they played off that the Countess somewhat has something to do with Thaddeus, when she does not. She does not have anything to do with Thaddeus. Absolutely nothing.
Actually, it was
So-
somebody else with her, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's something about the land.
Mhm.
It's the land.
People building, it's Jessica Lange covers that.
Yeah.
In her character with Constance. Constance says to them that when the new guy was supposed to be coming to purchase the home, and he was going to level the house,
Yeah.
and he was going to just whatever, develop the land or whatever, and she has pretty much all of her children. Now, what does Constance mean as far as the whole show is concerned with the house? Because all of her kids have come out. There's not
There's
really
something
been a
wrong
single
with
one that
every
came
one of
out.
them.
Yes, there is. Whether
I mean,
they're
she
psychopaths
makes
or
she makes the comment that only one of them came out perfect, and even he had something wrong. And we find out later what that
Antichrist.
is. Yes.
Spoiler, sorry. I should have said that before I said that. Sorry.
But it's the she also makes the comment when Addie dies that she's got to get her over to the land. She's got to get her on.
Because she knows what
yard.
happened.
She's got to get her in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
And Addie dies before she gets her over there.
Mm-hmm.
And
But Addie
later,
didn't want to be there. Addie says she
Yeah,
didn't want to be there.
later-
Yeah, she didn't want to be trapped there, which is what would have happened to her soul. So that's why I think she lucked out by passing away before she could
Yeah.
get dragged over there.
and you hear that later when the psychic is talking to her and explaining things, and that was the thing. I don't want another Purge movie. Sorry, guys. But we do hear that thing about the house just spoke to me. The house called to me. We hear about that again in the Roanoke.
Mhm.
The house spoke to me.
She does mention, Constance says about, if you build on this land,
And,
you got to understand you're building over the past of other people
right.
who have,
Mhm.
whatever, whether something tragic happened or whatever, or buried on the property or whatever. You're living on top of somebody else's life. So
Mm-hmm.
keep that in mind, because you don't know what you're going to end up kicking up, basically.
Right.
Building on this. And, I'm still trying to figure that part out, because I think there's deeper meaning to it. Maybe I'm just crazy or whatever, and I want to read into something else. But I'm just saying, I think there's something else to it, But each time I watch it, like I said, I keep uncovering different things that they're telling you.
The
what they're
producers
hinting
of the
towards.
show. The reason the show, I think, has done so well too is because they choose really great actors and actresses. All the way from
Yes.
season 1 all the way to the current season, they pick great actresses and actors like the guy that played he was in the season with the
Jessica Lange, like Emma Roberts, Lily
Yes.
Rabin, even Evan Peters, all of them, and it may be a ensemble cast. We hear that thrown around a lot, when you have groups like this that are all involved with the story the way they are. There's not really one star. It's a group, and it's in this case, it's all your primary people in each season, or your group.
Mhm.
But they all work together and mesh together so well.
Yep.
And a funny thing, there was a line, and I don't think Lady Gaga said it, but it had to do with her character. Something about her boy toy had gone out to get his ass bleached,
Mhm.
and that was the first time I had ever heard that expression.
Oh
You
boy.
know
And I
what? I think I'm
looked
in the
it
same
up.
boat as you. I was just like, who?
I
Oh boy.
I
What?
looked it up and I went, do people really go and get their assholes bleached? And yeah, they do.
Mhm. That's
And
right.
I'm like, oh my god.
Some people got ugly anuses.
That's,
What can we do about it? What you?
Well, and
You
then we
gotta
get
make 'em
into a
pretty,
conversation the
you
other
know?
night. I was like, they're talking about having their assholes tattooed, and I'm going, what the crap? I mean, seriously, ouch.
Defend
mean-
strokes.
Ugh.
If I had to endure that, I'd be like exit only.
Mm.
Sorry.
But the thing, when they give you the anal bleaching, not the boy toy, I've heard that. That's been around for a long time, like Cabana Boys.
Oh yeah. Get myself a few of those.
Please listen. Do not
Um,
be coming at me like that. I don't like it.
But there are links, like I said, between the seasons that when you're watching them the first time, you don't see them. It isn't until usually when you go back and watch them that you see them, because you've seen another season and you see where that ties in. Bo being tied up in the attic,
Oh God.
and
Yeah.
there was a movie called
The Mask.
The Disappointment Room,
Oh,
and
I
it
thought it
talked,
reminded me of The Mask. You know, the movie with the boy that had the deformity or whatever. That
yeah,
You know, he almost looks like it. That I'm just kind of curious
he
about.
does, but the
So is Constance kids like playing off almost because of her actions? This is the consequence because of whatever action that you created at that point in time. Now I feel sorry for Constance because I don't know exactly what her point is. I know that she moved to Hollywood. She wanted to be on the silver screen. She didn't want to take her clothes off, but you know, she is very devious. But as far as Jessica Lange's characters are concerned, she's the mildest of all the characters, because when Asylum comes up, holy crap.
Yeah.
When she plays this, oh my God, yes.
but
Phenomenal.
Constance
Sorry.
to me is kind of like the anchor, because all of her children are, well, we really only have one of her children that you don't see. She says she has 4 kids. We see Bo.
Yeah.
We
We
see
see Tate.
Tate,
We
and
see
we see Addie.
Addie, and
Who's the other?
who's the last one?
Who's the other child? We never got a name. We never got a name, and we never saw
Good
them.
point. I never really thought of it that way. God dang it! I'm gonna have to watch the season again now
But
just to figure it out, because
yeah.
you're right.
That's one of the things that just, and the fact that they used Zachary Quinto and his in-character husband as fluffers, which I started
Yes.
giggling so much, because that's not, they may be house fluffers, but that's not what that term comes from.
No. But I just want to say, because obviously they, him and his boyfriend, they play as an owner right before, the new family that comes in and takes over the house.
But it's their house.
It's their house because everyone that dies in that house,
Yeah.
the house ultimately destroys you. It destroys you. It finds your weaknesses and your fears, and it acts upon those things. And it's almost a repeating story. There's so much bloodshed in that house. It's just mind-blowing. But the one thing that I thought was very significant, when she's pregnant and she's supposed to have the 2 kids, okay? She's supposed to have 2 kids. And they're from different fathers. Yes, okay. Spoiler, sorry. But when they decide, because they refer to them to the gays or the homosexuals that lived in the house before him or them or whatever. That's what brought like the costume of the Rubber Man into the house in the first place. But the fact is, when they were planning on taking the kids, they wanted to raise kids.
Yeah.
They're in and creating the nursery in the house. And there's 2 different cribs. If you look at the cribs themselves, there's one crib that looks like a normal crib, and it's done up in white, okay?
Yeah.
And then you look at the second crib,
and
red. It's red, and it's got these long spires, the old spokes, on the whatever.
That's what my crib looked like, except it was wood.
I didn't have anything that grandeur.
But they made a comment. His husband, I for some reason I can't think of his name. He said, we found this great antique red paint, and we're doing the whole nursery in it. It's going to be red and white.
They didn't do that though. The walls
no,
were
they
color.
didn't, because
the cribs are different.
Yeah, but they didn't do it. But they also got pissed off at what was anyway. And I was disappointed at the end because
of the play with them afterwards when they're all dead.
Yeah, they kind of dropped out of the storyline completely. And after saying, your brother's safe from me or safe from us, we're not going to try to take him away. They kind of just disappear completely.
They gave up on it. One of the children died during childbirth, supposedly. Right. Apparently, something happened that they made the comment because the doctor's wife, played by Lily Raby, she makes a comment. She's like, well, when I took him in to clean him off, he was the firstborn. And I guess that would have been the Harmon's son.
Right. That's the Harmon.
That nobody seemed to notice because of everything that was going on, but he took his last breath and then passed away. So technically he was not stillborn when he died, or when he was born. Okay, this is confusing. When he was born, because that's what they state, but she says otherwise. She said, no.
He
took a breath. That means he was alive when he was born. So he died in the house. Now, this child, which is the Harmon's child, that would be the father was, McDermott's child. Yeah. No, McDermott's child, with the Harmon child.
Right. Not Tate.
That's not Tate's. Yeah. That's the whole thing. Tying Tate with all this. Okay, Tate's hot. Kurt Cobain, the whole thing. And they don't do it just once. They touch on the Kurt Cobain thing in 2 different episodes. They do it also in Freak Show with a performance on stage that were, a rehearsal or whatever they were talking about. But that's different from what I'm talking about. But okay, so the Harmon's child that is dead, that is connected to the house, they're in the house. And if there's 2 cribs, one good, white, one red, the Antichrist, Tate's child. Tate's child is the one that ends up growing up and being in this world. So what role does that one first child, what role does that? Is that just like a mending between the husband and the wife after everything that had gone wrong? I mean, God, there was so much going on. And every
Well-
single, the thing that I love though about Murder House, that every single patient that comes in there to talk to Dr. Harmon, every single one has got some role to play and what happens later on in the movie. I think that's phenomenal. I love it.
And
And
so
it touches on the Black Dahlia death.
yes,
The dentist, that's
the
the other thing.
dentist.
Because they don't really mention him until Halloween time when Black Dahlia comes in. Where did he come from and when did he move in? Obviously,
It was
between
sometime in there.
after
thing
the
is-
doctor and his wife lived there.
That's also conjecture as well, because
Ooh.
they don't really know if the dentist that the book is written about that says he killed the Dahlia did kill the Dahlia, because we don't know. We
Right,
honestly don't know.
because the way they portray it, as she comes in and she gets the ether or whatever, and
And
this corrupted dentist. Sorry guys, if you're sensitive to this, I apologize. Just let it be, you know, a possible trigger warning or whatever. This dentist is a sexual predator.
Yes.
Okay, and
he gives her too much ether, and she dies while he's
yes.
abusing her.
He's trying to figure out what he's supposed to do, and of course the ghost of the doctor who does experiments, he's basically like a Frankenstein type character.
Okay,
he
do you know
creates-
this? When they do the music, when they have the Montgomerys in, the
Mhm.
music is
It
from
changes.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Is it really?
Yes. I sit there every time and I'm going, oh, I could die. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
that right there is like a premonition on coming into
To hotel.
5. Yeah, hotel. That something else was going on or whatever at that house, because obviously we've got Lady Gaga, who is the Countess, which is, you know, this vampiric whatever from
Yeah.
Rudolph Valentino and his wife and everything, and they take her in and she becomes what she is. But she shows up in Murder House.
Yep.
She comes to this, she went to the doctor though. And she's like, I'm pregnant. She was trying to get an abortion.
Yeah.
And the
But-
thing is, though, something else is born. It developed way faster, which gives the inclination that just like Tate's baby in the first episode
Mm-hmm.
is the same thing that happened with the Countess in the 5th episode. So where's the connection between obviously it's some unseen force or something that was meddling in this whole thing. Who'd she get pregnant by in the first place? Someone please tell me that.
I don't know. There are a lot of things that we don't find out in here. But they, like I said, they play on so many of the urban legends that we hear about in the true crimes that are the unique. I want to say uniquely American, but they're not really uniquely American, because they do happen at other places in the world.
Yeah.
But
we
seem to have
at
them
that time
because
that comes up.
Yeah.
Because the Black Dahlia,
Yeah.
that I mean, she is well known, and they even touch that when she shows up or whatever. Because she wanted to be she was an aspiring actress, and she wanted to make it to the silver screen, and she's got the capability to do so. But you know, she's coming in for a simple procedure with this dentist for whatever reason, you know,
something with her teeth.
Yeah.
She had something wrong with her teeth.
He ends up molesting her. Sorry, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, oh crap, she
I
was
killed
left
her.
on. Yeah. So he ends up, you know, trying to figure out how to dispose of the body, and takes her down to the basement or whatever. And that's when the house takes over. That's when the spirit of the doctor that comes up, which, like I said, it's to me, because you know, different seasons touch on eugenics. I'm just gonna say season 2, Chet, it definitely brings in the whole eugenics thing.
I like the and again, this is the way that they touch on social things.
Mhm.
They talked about Dr. Montgomery was doing abortions in the basement.
But at the same time, the whole Montgomery thing that
Yeah.
they talk about, it's more or less, if you look into all the information that they're feeding you, it's closer to being like the Lindbergh baby incident.
Mm-hmm.
How
Oh,
that
yeah.
is
And they play with
relevant to the
that.
whole story. Yeah, exactly.
And
Because
then they
there was a
also play
ladder
with
found at the store,
they
at the window. Sorry.
he has a Frankenstein complex,
Mhm.
and
He tries to piece the baby back together, but he's a drug addict. He's
and
addicted
he would
to the ether.
ether,
Is that okay?
Yes.
He's addicted to the ether, and
ether and laudanum.
yeah, and so he is trying to. I mean, if you look at his shelves and everything, which is another thing that I want to.
The pigs with the arms and legs.
It's if you look at all the specimens, it's
Mhm.
not just reflective of when Freak Show comes on with the whole Murder Museum thing, with the freaks and stuff like that, where they take, any type of disease or congenital or, whatever, birth defects, blah, 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 and they put them on display for people to learn from them or whatever. But,
And you really get a good
Pavalia.
yeah.
Are you familiar with Pavalia?
Yes.
Pavalia after
Yes.
the plague. There was an actual island
Yes.
off of Venice that they took plague victims and they put them off there basically to die, but there was a doctor there. And this doctor apparently did a lot of weird experiments trying to, I don't know if this says it, is it the eugenics or
it was
just the fact of just creating, playing with, the things that he did was bad.
well, he
let
made
alone,
quite honestly, and this is one
these
of the
people are going to die.
yeah, these people
So
are going to die. So what does it matter that we do things to them? It's
exactly.
the same thing that the Nazis did.
Yes, with the eugenics
And
program.
honestly, he was 10 times worse than the Nazi doctors. With what he did to those poor people that were already dying. They were already dying. And then
So
after
picture
that, they
yourself.
started sending the people who came down with leprosy, they sent there. And
So picture yourself with these afflictions, whether it's the Black Plague or whatever, or leprosy or anything, and you get quarantined off. Oh, I hate to use that word. Sorry, we're in a quarantine.
it's the same thing.
You pull them off in this isolated island. They've done this over in Hawaii as well. Hawaii's got a big base of people that were quarantined at the time, because of, certain things, leprosy or whatever. But you get shipped off and you're suffering from the ailment that sent you there in the first place, okay? Whether it be leprosy, Black Plague, whatever symptoms you're experiencing, you're going to die. So what does one person do? They go in and they experiment on you and do things to you without anesthetic. They don't use painkillers. They don't give you any treatment. They're not doing anything because they know you're going to die. So what? You are a subject of science now. So they can go ahead and they're going to do whatever they want to you. And they just apparently don't even think about, the human psyche and what the human body has to go through to do the things that they were doing because they wanted to have results.
Yeah.
They want results.
And they forget about the human spirit.
Exactly. So you're suffering and you're going to go through and you're going to be subject to God knows what kind of experiments. And they play on that on the second episode with Asylum, with the whole lobotomy thing and everything. Even with the aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, Boy, let me get into that one.
But
But can you imagine? I mean,
yeah,
the suffering that these people, and this is hard facts. This is facts that they figured out. You know, the whole Pavalia thing, and with the eugenics program, and the place over in Japan. What is it? What was that
I know what you're talking
facility?
about.
Yeah, okay. The facility that they would
Yeah.
give people certain things, and they would do certain things to them, and
And
they just wanted to see how they'd come out with it, or as
and the
far
sad
as
thing is that every one of these cultures that we're talking about, including America,
yeah,
has had some kind of night evil, has had some kind of program that has done something like this.
yeah.
The
It's
eugenics, there was a eugenics program in our own mental health system in America. That they would, and this is a horrible thing to do, but they would sterilize men and women because they were mentally ill. And the thing is that the women weren't always even had a mental illness. Women were thrown into mental asylums for as little as not wanting to cook chicken on Thursday.
They would throw them in for anything. But you know what?
Yep.
With Asylum, the little girl, remember when we did, what was it? The Dangerous Women.
Yeah.
It was our first episode, wasn't it?
Yes.
Horror Honeyz.
Mm-hmm.
The little girl that goes, I mean, that's based on a real person,
Yes.
and then she went and she killed off, and they brought her in. They brought other characters in, obviously, but God, yeah, but look at, one point, Rosemary Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
the things that they did to her.
And
She had to be a shell for the majority of her life because of their status. That is the time frame that we're looking at when you go into like episode 2.
Season 2, yeah, it's like 1968.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
But
so
that's the other thing that's so great about this is that they span so much time. 1964, excuse me. They have so many different time periods that they're dealing with in each one of these seasons. We start out in Murder House first talking about the 1978 time period, and then we jump to 2011.
Yeah.
And then we jump back to, at one point, 1920. And we're jumping around all over the place in the one season. And then we do the same thing the next season, except it's a different set of time periods. And then we do it again in the next season. And
that is a commonplace.
It jumps around, but it's teaching you something at the same time. In Coven, we go all the way back, and we're settled in New Orleans, but we go all the way back to Salem, Massachusetts during the witch burnings.
Yeah, you're right, because you got 2 factions. You have the voodoo of New Orleans, that it was coming up from Haiti and whatnot. And then you have the witches from Salem that are congregated in the same place.
Yeah.
They're all looking for survival, basically, to be able to,
and understanding.
Yeah. But they feed into the storyline for, these different factions. Basically, you got 2 factions that are against each other, because obviously the voodoo faction and the whole witch faction are completely separate, but they are head to head.
The way they've written it, yeah.
They bring in Marie Laveau.
Right.
They bring in
yes, exactly, Bob.
God, what's her name? Jeez. From France, she came in. She's played by Kathy Bates.
Yeah. Shoot.
I can't. I just drew a
I
blank.
can see the house.
Yeah,
I've stood right in
it's
front
a
of the house.
legitimate person that came down, and there's legitimate everything. I don't know as far as the stats of what had happened. Obviously, I don't think
I
that
have it here.
that Lou LaRue.
That's not it.
Wasn't it Elizabeth Bathory that she played?
No.
No.
What? I'm sorry. What'd you say, Mary?
Wasn't it? I thought she played Elizabeth Bathory or something like that.
Well, it's not Bathory. There's a separate person from her.
Hold on.
But it goes along the same thing.
Delphine Lelore.
Oh, yeah.
Delphine Lelore.
Delphine, yes, Delphine. There you go.
Actually, Marie Delphine McCartney or McCarthy.
She's got a long
commonly
name.
known as Madame Lelore. She was also known as Madame Blanc because that was her first married name.
She is known to be very vicious to her slaves.
Her second married name, that was her. And I do not believe for one moment that Dr. Lelore didn't have anything to do with it. But that's me.
I think it fed into it. I think he honestly fed into it.
I think he taught her things that she didn't know because he was a surgeon and could. Honestly.
Because her story, honestly, if you look at Delphine versus Bathory, the goal of what they did was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they did it in different ways.
And Delphine was actually guilty of some of the shit.
Yes, because it is known. I mean, this is a physical place. It's down in New Orleans. It's an actual museum. Was it Nicolas Cage? Does he still own it? It's not?
No, Nicolas Cage has sold it the last I heard. They were trying to make it apartment complexes.
That is not going to
think that was working out too well.
Can you imagine, like, if you were a paranormal investigator to be able to go to that place and check it out?
I've stood in front of it.
So have I. I mean,
you couldn't get in there.
Oh.
But I mean that and the and it's actually on the same street if I remember right. But there's another house on that same street that was the Sultan's. He wasn't really a sultan, but the Sultan's brother's house. Where there was a massacre. He had brought in all these quote unquote his wives that were his harem, and they were doing all this stuff and everything. And then one day they all turned up in a bloodbath on the inside of the building. And it's an interesting story too. There's a lot of stories down here.
New Orleans alone, I mean the history of the things that have happened down in New Orleans, because people, you got to understand, New Orleans has been around for a hell of a long time, and I'm talking a hell of a long time,
and has been through a lot of hands.
Yes, exactly. And some of the history down there, all the buildings and everything, I mean, some of the historical buildings, they have such a rich history of the things that they went through was phenomenal. I mean, there's murders, there's paranormal activity, whatnot, blah 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 blah. I mean, you walk down that place and you just feel it. Okay, can I tell a story real quick? I'm sorry, this is off topic.
Go ahead. Why not?
Go ahead.
Do it, baby.
Okay. Pre-Katrina, we were down in New Orleans, okay? And we were going down because we wanted to go see Marie Laveau's grave and all that stuff, in the French Quarter and everything. And we were walking down that area. And we went into this antique store that was down there. And we were just looking around and whatnot. And someone grabbed my butt. I'm serious. I'm not lying. Someone grabbed my butt. I'm just like, I turned around. I'm like, okay, who copped the field? There's no one there. I'm like,
I was thinking you were going to tell me the other story that I've heard about people getting their butt grabbed down there.
shut up. Are you serious? There's other people that have the same story.
Well,
Wow.
the story
Because that's what I felt. I
told
walked
you
into the shop. No one was behind me. And I felt somebody like distinctly like, you know, it was just right there. And I was
okay,
just like,
so there's been, you know, when I told people I was going down there to walk around by myself,
mhm.
I was told that I was crazy, and this is before I met my husband that I'm with now, and I was crazy. I shouldn't go down there by myself, blah 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 blah. And I'd been down before by myself. I just had not told anybody. And somebody said, "Well, what are you doing this weekend?" And so I'm going down to New Orleans on Saturday, and I'm going to walk around. And, oh, don't do that! Don't do that! You'll get. One of my coworkers had a friend that went down there, and he was walking down the street, had his wallet in his back pocket. First of all, if you're walking in New Orleans, don't have anything in your back pocket.
No.
I'll tell you that right now. Don't put anything in your back pocket that you want to
Shit,
keep.
they have shoe shiners down there. It'll swindle you out of like $20 if you're not careful. And it's just like, yeah, that happened.
Well, he had his wallet in his back pocket, and somebody came along behind him with a very sharp, straight razor and went a little bit too deep because he was bleeding, but also his wallet just dropped right out of his pocket. They picked it up and were gone. So that's one of the reasons why you don't put anything in your back pocket. Well, I always keep my wallet in my front pocket, and I don't carry a purse, so there's no issue there. But yeah, and I've scared people down there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bar.
Which one?
That is.
Because I went down there. Patty
that was-
O'Brien's, just
Nope.
FYI, if anyone goes down to New Orleans in the French Quarter,
Patty
Patty
O'Brien.
O'Brien's, they have the best Long Island STA you'll ever have. I'm just saying. I love
And
Long Island STA.
I think it's a few streets up. There's a place called Hurricanes that is there. That is, yeah. Hey, Baron Bon Pasta.
Barry!
But this is Jean Lafitte's bar. A friend of mine came here, and if anybody looks like a vampire, Rodney does. And he was in between going from New Orleans to Romania at the time, because he had gotten a job in Romania, and he was coming through New Orleans, coming from Australia, going to Romania. And we went down and we went to Lafitte's bar. And they say that you can see red eyes if you look into the
I've heard of that place. That's
Yeah.
right. I know what place you're talking about.
You can.
I used to live down there, so I mean Fort Polk, which is
we
a little
saw
ways
it,
away, but
we also scared everybody on that side of the bar, because we're sitting there going, I see living people and they don't even know they're alive. You think we can get away with sucking their blood? And everybody moved on the other side of the bar. Because like I said, Rodney looks like a vampire. He really does. And we both were dressed in all black, and yeah. it was fun. It was a fun day. We had fun that day.
There is a big population of vampire followers down there, due to, I guess, Anne Rice. I suppose she kind of lived that area.
Way before that.
Oh, was it?
Way
Okay.
before her.
Oh, there you go. But I know that there's plenty of festivals that go down in New Orleans distinctly for vampires and everything that is, vampire related or whatnot. So I hear you. But yeah, I know this story and I've heard this about this bar before, and wasn't the red eye something related with the fireplace or something?
Yes, if you look in the fireplace long enough, if the spirits are willing, you will see red eyes looking back at you. And it's supposedly the demon or the devil that Lafitte made his contract with.
Yeah, that's a big no,
So-
thank you. I don't want anybody staring at me from any area like that that I'm not expecting. Not okay.
No.
Any tourists that are like cost budget type savvy people or whatever, you don't have to take one of the ghost tours to find something paranormal down in New Orleans. I'm just saying. You can
No.
go in any of those places and experience something. I'm just saying.
Oh, I had
I'd
a
like to-
girlfriend that came. Go ahead.
Now I'd like to interject because earlier when we was talking about the and all this crazy stuff you're talking about now, with the American Horror Story, the season that had the
Yes.
Coven, so Queenie, who
Yeah.
was played by how you pronounce her name, Gobori,
Queenie.
Dolore.
Sidibe. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Gabore, I guess. Yeah. So she played Queenie anyway in American Horror Story.
And
Coven.
Angela Bassett played the wonderful Marie Laveau.
She said that she did not feel comfortable at all with any of the invocations for Papa Legba, while the other actors and actresses did not, feel bothered by it at all. They weren't, freaked out or anything like that. She said that when she was getting her hair and makeup done in the trailer, she heard scratches outside of the trailer.
Yeah,
And she said that you want to finish the story? You can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, she
No,
said
no,
that she
I
told
just-
the people that was with her to start praying and to pray right now. And there was like, oh, it's Papa Legba, and she was like, shut up, don't say that because your words have power. So she was really freaked out about it. Like,
I don't know if
Oh.
they got to take them to the Voodoo Museum here.
also
They've
that
got a really.
she said that she felt like a finger was moving up to her lip and making it swell 5 times the normal size. So yeah, this is some pretty supernatural stuff that was actually happening over there to this girl. She played
I don't
Precious.
know if it was necessarily Papa Legba, but I think that somebody else might have been giving her a warning, like, for me. Okay, all right. I'm not pushing nothing on nobody as far as belief systems are concerned or whatever, but I consider myself Christian.
I feel
But-
very pressured right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I feel very pressured into this. No.
I'm
No,
going
I'm
to hell.
Christian as
No,
well.
I would not in a million years mess with voodoo. There's something with it. And the whole Papa Legba thing, that is not one character that I would ever want to have bad doings against or have, something against him. He's a very powerful deity as far as voodoo is concerned. Hell no. Hell no. Sorry. No, I'm out. Sorry. I'm just saying, wow.
I was
Yeah.
actually surprised that they brought Papa Legba into that
Exactly.
because it is a very, very, very powerful name and deity. Yeah. And they may have actually done better to have called him Baron Samedi and gotten away
But-
with that instead.
Oh,
Because
I
somebody
mean, Baron Samedi is one thing. I mean, Papa
He-
Legba is
he's not the
completely
same-
different.
he's not the same
No,
one, and
he's
he's
not.
not as. It's almost like you've got the devil and death. Baron Samedi is more like death, where Papa Legba is the devil you don't want to mess with. Just
He can
saying.
judge whether you go that way or that way, basically, I mean, don't, Madame Berger, she's another one.
Yeah.
She's supposed to look over the dead. She's the one that pretty much sends you to Papa Legba. She makes, I mean, she was probably nicer in death than she is in life when she lived, but neither one of those. And you know, some of my cosplay, I actually, forgive me. I forgive me, Bridget. I'm sorry, but I model after her in cosplay, just because it's a wicked story. But regardless, neither one. No, 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 no,
Well,
no,
I was
no,
going to say
no,
the
no.
the Voodoo Museum actually has a Baron Samedi likeness in there, but they would not even talk about putting a Papa Legba in there. And that tells you
He's a shady character. I don't know what to think of him. Honestly, I don't know what to think of him. Because I
And
think it can go either way, and I think he's very manipulative. That just tells you right there, that's something you do not want to mess with. I mean, he is, no matter, okay, usually if somebody wants revenge or somebody wants to do something to get back at someone else, or for whatever reason it is, and they are looking to the darker side of voodoo or hoodoo or whatever,
Hoodoo? You do?
don't
what?
go for Papa Legba
Remind me of the
because
babe.
The babe with the power.
Papa Legba, yeah, no kidding, right?
I'm
He's
sorry.
the one. He is driven by what he wants,
Yeah.
and he will deceive you. And if you are that callous that you have to ask him for advice to be able to get something done, or you know, looking on to him, you know what? It's gonna go his favor, no matter what you say, no matter how mild you think it is, or how bad it could possibly be, because there's been really bad things out there that you can do to people, but it's not something you want to be messing around with. I'm just saying. But 9 times out of 10, I don't think I've ever actually heard a story that came positive with dealing with Papa Legba.
I've never heard a positive one with him. Never.
If you get to that point that you have to ask him for help, you got some
And that's
serious problems.
that's one of the reasons why I didn't like them linking him with Marie Laveau, because she wasn't always malicious with things. She
No,
did good and she did bad, but she did what people asked for
and tried to help them.
and
Yeah.
tried to help them. Yeah.
But what was the underlying of her intention to be able to help these people? Was it for her benefit? Yes.
It was
Was
for
it
her
for her
benefit.
benefit?
It was for her benefit to the point that she wanted a better social status for herself and her family. She was what they consider an octoroon.
Yeah.
And even though I hate this term. I really hate this term. She could pass, but because she was not, she had to wear the turban and say because she was a free woman of color.
Mhm.
And she wanted better for her family. I can't blame her for that. I
Right.
really can't.
I
But
hear that.
she wanted to go about it in the best way
But
that she knew how.
look at the deeds that, you know, what her services did. I mean, that's what you ultimately have to look at, because granted, she's trying to do something for the good to be able to save her and her family, and you know, at that time, all the things that were going on. I mean, because it's a different time frame and everything.
And
Things
things
were
in New
way
Orleans,
worse, but
things in New Orleans were a lot different than they were in the rest of the country,
yes, I believe
because
so.
there were actually different statues of people. It wasn't just blacks and whites. there are different levels of each, and then there are the Spanish and
Yes.
the Haitians and the French and the Italians and the Irish, and that's one of the things that you know is so great about New Orleans, and at the same time not so great about New Orleans, is it really is a melting pot of people,
You read my mind. Hmm.
and I can't think that there's anybody that is native down here that is got any single bloodline in them, period.
Mm.
Because there was so much mixture of the groups and everything. There's no way. There's no way.
One thing, people, do not get voodoo and hoodoo mixed up because
No,
they
they're
are
two
two
different
separate. Two separate.
Two separate things.
I'm probably way more scared of hoodoo than voodoo, tell you the truth. Because at least you have a chance on the voodoo side, but hoodoo, no.
No.
No. But
And
yeah.
yeah, there's just then we could do a whole thing on New Orleans, and probably will eventually.
Maybe we should. I mean, God dang. I mean,
I'll have to
that's
get all my
history
books
itself.
out.
Yeah.
But when they and that's where we said that they pulled in for American Horror Story. They're actually pulling in from the American experience. They go all the way from Salem. They go back to the colonization with the Lost Colony, all the way up to current Hollywood.
It's kind of a play on the American dream.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
The freedom of religion and whatnot or whatever to make a better life for yourself. But yeah.
And like I said, we think of them as wholly unique American terrors and horrors, but a
derived
lot
from
of
other countries.
a lot of these things came over from other countries with the European settlers and with the others that came from other places in the world. It didn't necessarily start in America. Now, granted, we have a huge country. People who have never been to America do not realize how large the country actually is. I had a friend who'd never been here before and was coming in from Australia and says, "Oh, I'll just drive from Chicago down to see you guys in a couple of days." And I said, "Oh no, it's going to take you more than that."
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just a straight shot. No, you don't understand.
So that
There's
was my
a
ex because he
lot
was
more
from Iceland
miles.
at the time. My ex-husband, he's actually from Iceland. So when he actually came over to the States, he was just like, "Oh, damn, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was." But yeah, there's so much diversity. I mean, between the states and everything, But the landmass itself, that's a lot of land to cover. I've driven back and forth, east, west, north, south.
Yeah.
Military.
And I'm not blaming the French or the Irish for anything. Okay, I'm just saying we have the Irish Bayou, we have the Creoles, we have the Cajuns. Don't get them mixed up. Because, oh my gosh, you have the Haitians, which is a whole different can of beans.
Yeah.
You have I hate this. I hate calling races out. But you have the African blacks, which is different than the Haitians.
Yes, it is. Very
You have
different.
Spanish. You have the Italians. You have, like I said, the Irish, the French. They still have a section of the city they call the French section and the American section. They're two different sections of the city. It's still divided by
You know
Canal
what?
Street.
Don't worry about it because Deadwood, South Dakota is the exact same thing. We have these little portions, and this is from late 1800s. It's the same thing. We have the same thing.
But American Horror Story does take it with the American idiosyncrasies. American secrecies.
Do you
For
think they're
example,
trying to like make awareness to that when they do that?
sometimes I do.
Be able to bring that out and just say, hey, here it is. I'm laying it out to you. You take whatever information we give you.
In Murder House, Constance, and you see this a lot with Constance. She is the stereotypical Southern belle racist.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just racist. She's the
Evil.
gays, the blacks, she is. I mean, it's just so stereotypical. It's not funny. But then you look at the Montgomerys, and you look at Nora. Nora is Virginian, but she's not from. She's from 1920s Virginia, which is a different time period. And you hear her say, "Mama said, don't let the help call you by your name." And she's not talking about the slaves. She's not talking about blacks. She said the help.
Yeah.
And she's accepting Mrs. Harmon, which I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now, as a nanny for the baby.
Yeah.
And
she knows, but keep in mind, she does know. She knows that's the baby's mama. Baby mama. But
and
she
in
doesn't
the end,
see her in anything else. She sees her as a help.
Yeah, she sees her as a help. And she has this thing with the lower class, and she's not just talking about whites or blacks. She's talking about the lower class, the serving class. And
this is recorded in my, I hate to say it, but it's recorded in my family history. I know about this, in this era and everything.
Yeah, I got up to.
I can't do anything about what my ancestors did, but
I hate it.
It was a time. Status was, at a certain time frame, status was very important. Money, status, but if you didn't have the status, you ain't nothing.
Yeah, and even that, even if you had the money, it depended on when you got the money.
Right.
Oh my gosh, my grandparents. That goes through my head. Oh, yeah, I can't tell you how many times I heard my mother's parents talking about the nouveau riche and how they were just so bad for the country and all this stuff. And you would have thought that they were carpetbaggers, because my grandfather actually called them that a couple of times.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a very, very bad term.
God rest their souls. Sorry, but
you see that coming into American Horror Story. I mean, they don't shy away from that stuff. They bring that out and put it in your face.
You know why? Because it's controversial, it's taboo, and that's what brings views.
But not only that,
is uncomfortable, they're gonna serve it on a silver platter, right straight to you. That's what they do.
But it's not only that. They're throwing it in your face, and at the same time they're throwing it in your face, they're doing it in such a way that you're not offended by it.
True.
Because when she says the gays,
you cringe a little bit the way they put it up. It's like, but you know what? They make it very clear that it's wherever this particular character comes from, the time period, and what was going around in their particular time that they were there, and this is what they dealt with in their lifetime. Because, like it or not, whatever our past is, it's going to be. It's going to be. Yeah, exactly. So touching on things that's they do that. That's the one thing with American Horror Story, when they touch on any topic that is taboo, they're going to bring it in. They don't care. They're going to bring it straight to your face, and they're going to play on that, and they're going to make you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't matter what you think as far as that is concerned at this point in time, but they make it, that that this is something that was going on. Whoever the character is played by or what was going on, that is the baseline of the time frame. So they're not gonna cover that from you. They're not gonna take that away from you. They're not gonna shelter you, put you in bubble wrap, and they're not gonna, shield you for any of the things that happened in the past, because God knows there's so much crap that has happened in the past. But you know what? It's in the past for a reason. I'm sorry, but it's in the past for a reason.
And that's one of the things that I think that they are doing very well, as showing people that these thoughts, these ideas, they were something that were in our history, but they're in our history.
Yeah.
And it's not really, there's been a serving class of every race, racial ethnicity. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
5
we got
minutes,
5
I know.
minutes. Yeah.
There is those things that we're not proud of in our history. I'm certainly not proud of the Salem witch trials any more than I am proud of, them chasing most of the Native Americans into reservations and still leaving them there today, by the way.
Yes.
I'm not proud of any of that stuff, but it's far be it for me to say they didn't happen. They happened.
Yeah.
There's something that we have to deal with in our own psyche as Americans. That doesn't mean we have to repeat them. That doesn't mean we have to even act upon them. We have to be cognizant of them. I was raised, it's the same way that when I meet somebody online, that person I believe is a good person. I believe that they have a good heart, that they have a great brain, that they have the same morals and beliefs that I have. Has nothing to do with their skin color. It has nothing to do with their eye color. It doesn't have to do with anything else in their history. I don't care what their religious background is. None of that.
Right.
And it's like somebody saying, "Well, I have a hard life because I'm a POC," and I had to actually look that up. I was like, "And how was I supposed to know that until you just said that?" Because honestly, I didn't. I treat you like I treat everybody else.
Which is how it should be. That you should treat everybody.
That's the way I was raised. Yeah. Is everybody starts out on the same page. Now, whether they stay there or move up or down is dependent on their behavior.
Correct.
It's not anything else. Their behavior, the way they act, the way they do things. I'm not. I'm going to have more in for somebody who is a total jackass, racist white person than I am for somebody that is a Muslim. I mean, seriously, I don't judge people on their looks. I don't judge people on their. Yeah, that's like saying, hey, all the blue-eyed people have to die. By the way, because they're blue eyes and they're
connected to whatever happened in the past.
Yeah. That's so stupid. We actually did that in high school. We did that exercise in high school.
I have to say, just flat out, I'm going to say it. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. But fact, if you look at me, I have green eyes. Yeah, I got blonde hair. Well, it's a little faded by the sun, but would you look at me and ever think that I have any type of Native American in me?
Yes. But that's because I do, because I have Native American blood in me and I have the same.
Thank you. But the fact is, it has to do something in the past. But, when I don't hold anything against anyone. But the fact that, just like you said, people judging people by, like judging a book by its cover kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really? Because I bet you, I can guarantee 99% of the time, you're going to be wrong and you're going to be misleading yourself because you're going by assumption and not by the person's actions. Look at the person's actions, not what happened in generations behind. I mean, shit changes. For God's sakes, look what we're looking at right now in the
Yeah.
world. Look at the world right now.
Yeah, right
I
now.
mean, really? Are you
Yeah.
going to judge me because of this,
And I
this,
can't
this,
wait.
and this?
I can't
No.
wait to see what American Horror Story does with this.
Oh man,
Mm.
it's gonna be good.
I can't wait to see what they do with this.
We do know that it was taken. I want to say it's on the coast, somewhere on the East Coast. I can't remember if it's Connecticut or something. But that's what the main theme that is going to be coming up for season 10.
Yeah, I know
we
they've already got it
that
filmed.
much.
What did I just jot down?
There was questions whether or not they were going to film, but they got it done with the whole quarantine and crap or whatever. But guarantee you there's going to be shit on there with everything that they had to deal with, just like we had to deal with, because we're all on the same earth dealing with the same shit. Don't matter what country coming from, we're all dealing with the same thing. And yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. The next time we do this, and we kind of have a working title for this, it's Truth versus Fiction plus Surrounding Stories. And first thing we're looking at is American Horror Story, and we're doing the seasons. Today we sort of just did everything about American Horror Story.
Oh, but there's so much more.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
we'll go into details. But next week, we have, that's not who we have. Next week we have some fan art to show off.
Yay!
And
Yay!
if you want to get your fan art into us, go ahead, get it into us.
Please do.
Oh, that's what we've got. We've got Been Drowned versus one of our SCPs again.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh,
I think I know which one. I can't remember the number, but
it's 079.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
And so that's what we're doing next week. So we do have some fan art. If you want to send us your fan art,
Send nudes, please. Keeping.
your cosplay pictures. Patches wants to know what Patches looks like. Cool. Brain.
Hey, Patches.
What?
No. Sorry.
Oh, golly.
Just like,
Did you hear hubby?
no.
No.
He goes,
You weren't paying attention. Sorry, you lost it. Sorry, I'm not doing it.
oh,
again.
he didn't miss it. He was standing right behind me.
I'm going to be in trouble tonight. He's going to draw me back into the closet, and God knows when he knows what the hell he's going to do. Around 7. I'll go to bed early for that. Oh.
But we had $4.99 a month, and you become a member today.
Yes.
So we've got Been Drowned versus an SCP, and you guys can look at that and see what you think. Which SCP would you think would go good up against Been Drowned? And we've got the fan art, and then this is going to come back on the second week in September. I think that's what we decide on, right, Banshiba?
What?
Second
Huh? What?
week. She's not even listening to me.
What?
No, she's
Oh,
totally.
I
She's gone.
was.
She's gone.
Yeah, I love you, Banshiba. Love you. Banshiba, have you done any random?
I have actually.
Words. What are they?
I did.
All right.
I was gonna put them on, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It was really weird. Yeah, I mentioned that on a Twitter post. One of the last random knockouts I did. I actually I put in for I want to say a void, and there was no void at the time, so it gave me a quantum point and it said, I accepted it, and it was like, you know, asked for your intention. And so I'm like, demon. My son was with me. I'm like, demon. And we're like parked on, you know, the gravel road that goes up to my house and everything for the driveway and everything. And so we're pulled alongside the road so I could, you know, do the stuff because I don't want to drive at the same time I'm doing it. But I was just like, demon. And the moment I said that, the search results came up and it's like, you have arrived at your destination.
Oh no.
I'm like, wait, what?
I haven't
We're
gone
just
anywhere.
exactly. We were just sitting in the car in the same place, moments away from reaching our house. I mean, it's
Oh my
just
gosh,
like right
that's
there.
scary.
So
What
what?
did
The
you
demon
do?
was in the house, or no?
Well,
What
I don't
was
know.
in the
You
car
had that
with
thing in
us?
you had that thing in the attic. Yeah.
That's true. I don't know, but yeah. And there's another place that I've been doing. We went up to the area with Lame Giant's Treasure. I did put an intro on there just to see how people will react to it if they want me to go on with it. Because honestly, the point is, we've got like, you know, a lot of history up in that homestead plot.
Yeah.
And we have teepee circles from the Native Americans staying there and everything. The struggle between, you know, Native Americans and the settlers at the time, and Lame Giant's Treasure and all that, you know, with the gold and everything that was hijacked. There's a sheriff that was hung not too far from where we were camping. My boyfriend did not want to set the tents up in the tent circles, the teepee circles. He would not do it. And I was just like, okay, I have Native American. I did my own little thing that I talked to them or whatever, you know, so I wouldn't offend anyone or whatnot, to keep them as a protective, you know, in the area, because the area is, it's kind of native. Okay. When I say native, we've got we got cougars, okay, we got wolves, we got bears, we got, you know, shoot, the deer have something to pick with you. They're gonna take you down if they, you know, we found that out like early in the morning. But
you say cougars,
regardless,
and I think immediately of like older
me?
women like hunting guys.
Come here, little rabbit. You.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I'm talking about you.
Oh my gosh.
But there are a lot of paranormal things we experienced. When I was talking, I released just actually my phone ended up, my data ran out, so I didn't have enough like memory and stuff to be able to capture what we were talking about. We got to talk about a little bit when we were sitting there and talking. I was seeing apparitions, like this blue column of, it was weird. It was, I can't even explain it, but it was off in the trees. And he's like, you saw it? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, they'll be coming from the other side if you just wait later. And sure shit, when I was filming, I saw him coming up on the opposite side behind us. These blue columns of phosphorescent something that were like, I can't explain it. But we heard, I tried to catch some EVPs. Unfortunately, I didn't get any EVPs at the time. Spirit box session, it didn't work out. I mean, it's paranormal, for God's sakes. They're going to do when they want to do it, when they do it, and whether or not it's going to pick it up, it's just a matter of judgment. Exactly. So we were hearing people yelling and screaming, help me, off in the woods. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. This is Four Corners. This is like a place that there's not a lot of people. And so, you know, Lame Giant's Treasure is out there. We know this. It has not been found yet, and people are looking for it. We have an idea that it might actually be on the property, because that's our homestead. We ran into all sorts of things, though, you know, going to the cabin. Somebody put a fence line up, you know, the property lines. I don't know if they changed or what the deal is with that. So we need to get permission with the family to be able to get over in that area. But I mean, if people are really interested in that or whatever, for me to continue with that, damn it, I want to do it because I was there. I saw shit. I can't explain it. I heard things. I can't explain it. The dogs were reacting to things. Is it a dangerous place? Yes. We have weapons. Yes. I don't go anywhere without a firearm. I'm not stupid. But you know, this is what we're dealing with. So if people are interested, let me know. You know, I'll continue on as long as, you know, favorable weather and whatnot. So we'll go back up there and find out what we can do and you know, maybe catch something, you know. I'm hoping. Because I saw a lot of shit. I mean, there's more
Hola,
stories. So go ahead.
hola, a loco nightmare.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm sure Damon's got a video coming out this week. She's really good. I'm gonna hopefully have a video coming out this week. What I put in there for the 2 links that I put in, that is the video that I had come out last week, and then this past week I had a part in a Horror Hive video that came out on the 10th. So I put that link in there too for you guys, and I'm working on 3 other videos coming up. I don't know when yet, though. So the numbers are rising in Chicago. Okay. Well, if you have not hit the like button, please do that.
Smash that like button right now. Damn it.
We love you.
We love you all. We love you all. We love our new listeners. We love the old listeners. We love you lurkers. And
Send nudes.
we want to thank you all for being here with us today. We also want to thank Dezombified, and we want to thank Kenny for being with us today.
You're welcome, ladies. It's been an honor to hang out with you, the trio. Missing Dame Saturday. I hope she's okay wherever she is.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she's just moving and going through that moving stuff.
Yeah.
Which is not fun.
No.
Tell you people.
I'm going to have to go probably through that. So,
Oh no.
Yes.
that's the story. Not going into it.
No, let's not go into that right now.
Damn. I'm sorry to hear.
So we will be back, barring any emergencies.
Love you too,
Coming
Joker.
up next week at 3:00 Eastern here on Dezombified.
Yes.
We all scream,
You know.
and we are the Horror Honeyz, but Joker Cinemize calls us the Harpies of Horror. Which sounds so much worse.
Oh, I think it's better.
Oh damn.
I like it, Mr. J.
Shade.
I'm just saying, Mr.
Throwing
J.
that shade, girl.
Is there anything else you guys need to, I mean, Kenny, have you guys got something coming up this week or something we don't know about, or do we just need to keep watching our Twitters? That
Yes,
sounded
the
wrong.
latter for sure. The latter. Keep watching your Twitters because we're on hiatus at the moment. But you know what? I love hanging out with you girls today. It's been so much fun. I really miss doing this. I'll tell you that. I miss hanging out with each and every one of you. And you guys are so funny and sweet. Girls are great.
Oh.
Love
All
it.
right. And yeah, that's it. So I think we've covered everything for today. Ladies, are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Bittersweet
Bittersweet
dreams.
dream.
Bittersweet dream.
Bittersweet dreams.
Oh, naughty conversations.
Ugh.
This is